covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Joe Ellison.
And I'm Tiffany Lee. Former West Fork officer Christopher Cordero, who was on trial this week accused of negligent homicide, was found not guilty. Cordero became emotional as he heard the jury's decision. In 2022, Cordero pulled over Michael Hanna for driving on a suspended license. The two got into a struggle. The former officer tased him several times. Hanna died at the scene. 2 witnesses were among those who testified during the trial, and prosecuting attorney Matthew Arrett argued that instead of de-escalating the situation, Cordero made things worse, saying there's a standard of care that he did not follow. Now, the defense reiterated that Cordero did not commit a crime, but instead his job.
This is a community issue, and the jurors are the conscience of the community, and I felt pretty strongly that they needed to be the one to decide whether or not Officer Cordero was guilty in this case. They heard all the evidence and decided that we didn't meet our burden.
Cordero was facing up to a year in prison, but again, the jury found him not guilty of negligent homicide. Well, fraternity accused of hazing is now suspended from the University of Arkansas campus.
Yeah, this follows their temporary suspension from October 25th. 5 News reporter Kayla Davis breaks down the repercussions from those allegations.
University officials released letters confirming the Fiji chapter at the University of Arkansas is suspended for a minimum of 3 years. This comes after an investigation and formal hearing found the chapter guilty of emotional and physical hazing, the use of alcohol in the pledging process, and underage consumption. On October 18th, the University of Arkansas received a report of hazing at the Phi Alpha chapter of Phi Gamma Delta, or Fiji, involving the alleged physical injury of members. An investigation conducted by university officials and Fiji National Headquarters found the chapter guilty of hazing, the use of alcohol in the pledging process, as well as underage consumption, and failure to comply with order from university officials. We reached out to Fiji headquarters for interview. The executive director sent us a statement saying, quote, "The international fraternity has suspended the charter of its Phi Alpha chapter at the University of Arkansas, effectively closing the chapter. The decision to suspend the chapter followed a joint investigation conducted with the university, which found violations of the fraternity's laws and policies. Along with a 3-year suspension, the organization is required to pay a $2,000 fine by February 25th and must officially move out of the Fiji House by Friday, December 13th. A letter was sent out to parents and guardians of Fiji members on Wednesday detailing alternative options for university housing, including the Marshall and Maple Hill South. While all brothers of the fraternity will keep their membership, they will not be able to participate or conduct any chapter activities, initiate members, or use any of the names of the fraternity, including Phi Gamma Delta, Fiji, and Phi Gam. The Fiji House is closed effective immediately to all guests who do not live in the house. The chapter can make a formal request to return to the house in the fall semester of 2029. In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Kayla Davis, 5 News.
Well, now let's send it over to Bella with a check of today's forecast.
It is feeling like winter out there. We have these strong northern winds that are gusting into our area. That's going to keep things very chilly as we move into the afternoon and evening. We are still feeling a lot of that chill for the remainder of the day. Look at our highs out there, 30s for Northwest Arkansas. We're seeing some 40s in the River Valley, feeling a little bit warmer where we're holding on to a little bit more of that heat. You could see 45 in Clarksville, 46 in Fort Smith, Van Buren, Ozark. We are trying to hold on to that heat. The River Valley or Northwest Arkansas is not doing too good of a job. We're seeing those 30s out there, high 30s in Fayetteville. It is chilly. You can add on top of that those gusty winds that we're watching. They're going to be speeding around 25 to 30 miles per hour for the morning, dropping as we go throughout the day, trying to linger around 20 miles per hour throughout the morning until we get into the afternoon, and then we'll drop into the teens. But that is affecting our wind chills. It's feeling more like the 20s, teens even out there for the later portion of this morning. As we go later on into the day, the afternoon, we're going to be seeing more of those 20s, but lingering below freezing is what it's feeling like in Northwest Arkansas. The River Valley is feeling a little bit closer to those high 30s. Still a chill, a biting chill in the air out there that's just not letting up. We'll have another very chilly morning for Friday, and then southern winds return, and that's going to build in some heat for us for the weekend. It's also going to build in some rain chances as we move into early next week. We'll see Sunday has the best chances for those showers rolling back in on Monday. Those temperatures back in the 50s, higher 50s, even some 60s in the River Valley before that next cold front comes through on Tuesday.
Well, happening in Bentonville, Governor Sarah Sanders is joining the city's mayor to launch giving boxes.
Yeah, these provide a good way to give back this holiday season. At each vending machine, you'll see items and services donated from local nonprofits. And from there, you can pick an item ranging from $5 to around $200. You can pick things like buying a meal for a family or helping pay for a counseling session to a fun gift or necessities on Christmas morning.
Yeah, these machines are sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, the items in each box are picked based on need by participating local nonprofits. 3 machines will be open to the public in Bentonville starting today here on Thursday, and you can make donations through the 16th. They're located right there off the Bentonville Square.
And don't forget, Lights of the Ozarks Parade is tonight. You'll remember they already held the lighting of the Fayetteville Square, but tonight is just the parade. That's where you'll see a new pattern that's paving the way for an even bigger parade next year.
As we have plans and hopes to potentially expand the parade in future years to maybe go down Dixon and to celebrate in the new completed Upper Ramble. So in addition to all of that, it's just a really absolutely magical tradition for downtown Fayetteville and for the whole city.
The parade will start at 6:30 along East Avenue, then it will make its way to the Fayetteville Square.
Well, it's the final stretch. The Angel Tree program is wrapping up this week.
The Salvation Army in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley tells us there are hundreds of angels at stores waiting to be adopted. And they say another way to help is to donate items that can be used to fill gifts for angels that aren't brought back. Now you can go online to Walmart, purchase items and have them shipped. The deadline to adopt an angel and return the gifts in Northwest Arkansas is December 9th, and in the River Valley, it's the 10th.
Well, those are some of your top stories. Thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather.
Have a great day.